get everything comfortable.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, perfect. So let me... Awesome. Welcome to another episode of Double E Elevating Entrepreneurs, where our mission is to empower and educate local entrepreneurs. Today I have a friend and fellow entrepreneur, James Fisher Jr. He's the owner of Mission Fit Fitness, and he's actually a certified clinical exercise physiologist. And he also has written a book called Trial and Error, 15 Ways to Maximize Your Health and Wellness Goals. Really excited to have him out today and hear all about his entrepreneur endeavors. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the listeners, James?
Well, hi, I'm James Fisher Jr. That was a good introduction. But
Thank you.
I'm James Fisher Jr., as you said, owner of Mission Fit Fitness and author of Trial and Error, 15 Ways to Maximize Your Health and Fitness Goals. So, been a long journey. Still going.
That's awesome.
We're still going. Haven't hit that peak yet. Still a whole lot of things to be done in the industry, and especially with me, entrepreneur-wise. But I'm blessed to, bring a little bit of insight and advice to anybody out there looking to break into the industry. So.
Yeah, I love it. So tell us about you. How did you start everything? How did you come up with the name of your business? I love it, Mission Fit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is really powerful fitness. And yeah, just tell us more.
So initially, I started out personal training. I graduated in 2012, exercise science. I came out, initially wanted to coach. Of course, it's like a fraternity. It's real hard to get into, and didn't want to start in PE, teaching fifth graders. So I wound up working in a gym, personal training, for a little bit, and it literally started. I walked into the gym, and I got hired. Initially based off of, I guess, my knowledge, my degree, and I guess how I looked.
Okay.
Funny thing was, it naturally doesn't attract clients a lot. It really doesn't. And I noticed that, scheduling was the hardest thing. So you either got to book your clients in the morning or the evenings, and then the rest of the day you're just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, it's harder. 60% of my clientele were female, and when they're getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, they have kids, they got a lot of things going on, they're getting ready for work. And if they're in the evening and you got a crowded, packed gym, and that's not exactly the place you want to take, somebody trying to lose 50 or 60 pounds, in their first time gym user. So it was very difficult. And so my first month and a half at the gym I was at, I went from 10 clients to 30.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just, product placement, I guess, letting them know goal setting and things like that. So it was very interesting to me, getting to know people's goals and objectives and where they really want it to be. Of course, when they come to me, I don't sell nutrition, I don't sell fitness, I don't sell packages together. It's like an encompass of a mindset, because you really can't give people that. They have to work for it themselves. I can give you the program, I can give you the blueprint, I'll give you anything right now, but it's very hard to implement that if your mind's not ready and your body's not ready to do that. And that, of course, is why 90% of people drop off. Well, here's where I come into play. 3 years later, in 2014, I had an epiphany. I had a lady who I was training at the gym who started her own business.
Okay.
She was doing home health billing. So she started out doing home health at her home, and she hired 5 employees. And she was like, "Well, James, it's gonna be hard for me to get to the gym. What should I do?" And I was like, "Well, come to the gym." She's like, "Well, I really can't leave." I was like, "Well," she's like, "Well, would you be interested in training us at the house?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I can do that. I mean, we can do that." So, long story short, it works. You can say that people say it's recess at work, and initially I was a little, indifferent how it was going to work. But think about it: who do you spend majority of your time with? Is your coworkers.
Right.
Your 8 to 5. The people that you tell these stories to, the people that know everything about you, that know your eating habits. That you'd be surprised at what people that your coworkers know.
Oh gosh.
They know a lot, and that's one of the objectives and hurdles that you have to get over to working out is finding accountability, finding people who are sitting right there beside you every day. It's just like, guess what? You may not show up to work out, but you're going to show up to work. There you go. So it's like you really can't run from that. And
it's just like entrepreneurs. If you can put in hours for your boss, why can't you put in it for yourself? I'm just saying.
There you go. So I started out with 1 account, which led to 2 accounts. By 2017, I had 27 accounts, and it reached into a couple of hospital systems, school districts as well. And even senior living. I love doing the senior living. Yeah,
really?
They're my favorite.
So cool.
Yeah,
they're your favorite.
Yeah,
Why are they your favorite?
Well, because it's because they have all these stories. Like you're doing war veterans, you're doing You know, so funny joke is my youngest fun fact. So my youngest client is 2 years old. My oldest is 101.
What?
Yeah. So
no, wait, you're
yeah.
a 2-year-old? What do you do with the 2-year-old?
Well, she has spinal bifida, but I mean, yeah. But I mean, she's doing really well. Yeah. So we got her right out of the hospital. Her mom, she needed therapy right away. Now she, of course, she doesn't qualify for actual. What do you do? They don't understand. But what we do is we go in and we make it fun. We do fun activities. We do fun games. And we can make sure that she keeps it fun. And we do things that help motor development as well. Of course, she has to stay moving. She can't be sedentary too long. A lot of stretches that we can do to make fun. We do the baby shark stretches and everything like that. So, the SpongeBob stretches. We do weird things.
Oh my God, that is so cute.
Yeah. And then vice versa, we do the same thing with Miss Cora because she's
101.
Yeah, we do the same thing. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
She does baby shark exercises.
She does too. She doesn't realize it, but she's doing it.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
We call it the wave with her.
The wave.
We do the same thing.
Baby shark.
Yeah, but we do hers too.
I know all about
baby
shark.
Yeah.
I used to nanny, and then the little one, he loves that song. He gets
Really?
so excited. He's like starts clapping.
It's just finding something, and I guess to go back, in exercise physiology, basically, based off of somebody's diagnosis, clinical diagnosis or medical, we basically find out workout plans for them.
Cool.
And it's in everyday life. So before you even see a PT, before you discharge the hospital, that's that little note that you get. Don't lift over 50 pounds with this. You may not want to take 3 more steps there, but that's what we do.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a little bit under, but basically before you even get to see your next step when you discharge the hospital, that's what we're basically telling you to do. So based off your medical history and your diagnosis of what you might have, it could be anything from diabetes to post-surgical, anything. That's what we basically go off of, and we put together a small workout plan, or even it's called daily life care plan. To where if you just had a knee replacement, but you have to go upstairs to go to sleep, or get to your bedroom.
Sure.
Yeah, we certain ways you can pivot, certain ways how to work, so things like that. So.
That's smart. That's really, really cool. So that's why it's called Mission Fit, because I mean you're helping people. It's your mission.
Mission Fit, and it's their mission. Yeah. So initially Mission Fit, I came up with Mission Fit, and I remember my mom helped me with that. It was in 2010. I remember I had a small role in a church play or whatever. It was weird because it was like your mission is to serve the Lord or something like that. So I did really good. That was the first time I ever got everybody to clap, so I was happy with that. So I always carried that, and so initially we came to the slogan was Mission Fit, as in your mission is to be fit. You know what I mean? And that was my mission. Of course, I was an athlete all my life. But I never had the science, nutrition, or education behind it to actually, progress. So that's why I tell people you can be some of the best athletes in the world, but if somebody doesn't nurture that, or talent can only take you so far. Eventually, you're gonna have to tap into self-education, science, and nutrition, and that's where you see some of the top athletes, and that's what they do. That's what they do. So I really put that into a sense of educating, and I train everybody like athletes. The 2-year-old gets trained like that too. Everybody gets trained like
yeah, you gotta discipline your mind. Yeah, that's how you discipline your body.
Yeah. And that's where it starts. And preparing the body, being pre-nutrition and have that mindset to start working out. So many people just go to the gym every day and it's like, you know what, they get that gym membership and they think it's done.
No. Definitely
not. No. Or not even going to, doing your first or second.
You can go to the gym and do nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
And do it right. You go to the gym and be hurting yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
And a lot of people do. That's why they wake up the next morning, they don't know whether they're hurt or they're sore. So it's just like, well, my back hurts, which is the number 1 cause of somebody missing work. Can you understand that? That's just back issues.
Because you're sitting at a desk all day, so it's really difficult to just
I teach corporate wellness programs, and the one thing I can tell you is we do the 10-minute stretches throughout the day. Every hour you get up and stretch for 10 minutes, and it literally helps 75% of employers retain their employees longer for back.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. What are some stretches you have them do?
We do, it's basic. We do carpal tunnel even. We make sure, and they're simple. Supinating right here. You're coming all the way out. You're stretching, and most people don't. You're holding the stretch. You're holding out. You're stretching. Neck is very important too.
Neck is huge.
Neck is very important. You're doing your basic left to right for 15 seconds. You're holding down. You're making sure your trunk even. Yeah, you're making sure. In a 10-minute span, you do that every hour.
Okay.
Literally, you'll feel a whole lot better. even as we were talking about earlier before, retinal, like just sitting watching the screen for 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's effective too. And people don't understand. You watch the screen for 8 hours, you come home, and you're gonna drive an hour home too. That affects people. Yeah. So we work with that. We talked about eyelids too, closing your eyes, breathing. Yeah, we do all that. Yeah.
I love that. That's so interesting. So what made you study all of this and get into it to begin with?
It was just adding more bullets to my chamber. I didn't know anything about. I literally started out just getting in the gym, putting people under weights, taking them out, and it was just putting people through programs, and I didn't understand exactly the science behind the education. They have to come together. So initially, when somebody comes to me and they say, a lot of people, they'll bring me a picture. I want to look like this person. Okay, let's do it.
Hey, I mean, I've got pictures that I want to look like. So.
Right. But,
I get it.
But it's
I gotta have a vision for what my goals are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I guess going down the line, it's understanding the mindset to help that person get to that level.
Sure.
It's very difficult to give somebody the mindset. I can give you the education, the nutrition. I can give you all that. But the mindset to prepare your body, mind, body, and soul to even be put through a workout, because you're gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt. You're gonna feel some type of way.
You're gonna want to go.
Right. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate everybody around you. You're gonna know that. Guess what? I still have to come to the gym even if I had a bad day at work.
Yeah.
Even if I missed a couple of meals. So it's just finding something deep within, getting them on a program, and basically starting the nutrition part before anything else.
Okay.
The rehydration, the nutrition, all that has to do first for you to step in the gym. And I would tell anybody that before you come into a gym to at least prepare for that.
Yeah, because you need the right fuel to fuel you.
Yeah.
What are some tips for nutrition?
Well, here's the thing. I would recommend anybody to see a registered dietitian before they start any program. All right? You got to eat for your blood type. All right? Sometimes you got to eat for your genetic. Yeah, you got to eat for a lot of things. And, I mean, you have to eat for, and I guess it's for your amount of fuel. A lot of people, of course, we have 1,000 diets out there. Well, and they might work, for everybody. But it's basically, what are you going to use to fuel your body? Okay, if you're going to work out in the evenings, okay, you might need to eat a few carbs before you go. If you're going to eat in the morning, you may not want to eat as much. Right. There's a lot of things that go into just preparing for the workout.
Wow.
But getting your body ready, knowing that you're going to have to be sedentary for a while. So.
Sure. Okay. Very cool. I like that. So interesting. So tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, that's based off of my experiences. And it's literally the first 15 years of, it's literally probably taking my high school, from me being a freshman in high school all the way up to probably in college, my freshman, sophomore year in college, and then beyond up until that point, just going through the process of progressive working out, like start taking it back to the birth of progressive training and how it started to now to how we do it now. So the book is based off of My Little Crouton,
My Little Crouton?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, here's the thing. It's a man. He was in a small village, and what he did was every day he would carry a small calf and carry it up the hill every day. And now as the calf grew, he grew because the calf, of course, grew as well. So his strength grew. So every day he would carry the same calf up the hill. Okay. All right. And he was a pretty good athlete, but as it starts, and that's what happens.
That's pretty impressive to me.
And as the calf grew, of course, it became a full-grown bull, and then he's doing that every day. Yeah. So and it's just small things like that starts progressive training. And he just knew that doing this task every day made him better and stronger, right? Without equating that. So fast forward to today is, of course, the stronger you get, the more weight you add. The faster you get, the longer you run, the more weight you get, a lot of that stuff. The more VO2 max you build up. And that's just the start of progressive training. That was just the start of it. So I build off of that. And how I come into it is just visualizing. Visualizing how you work out. Sometimes I have to psych myself up the night before. I'm just like, man, I know I'm going to have to hard work out in the morning. I might need to, take a little time and visualize it. And visualization is so important. Knowing that you can do it before you actually do it. Because a lot of times I'm just like, I don't think I can do that. But then it's like, okay, I've done this before, and I know it's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And it's not just lifting weights; it's running too. I mean, I have to run. I do hills. I do a lot of track workout. My fitness background is track. I ran track.
Nice.
Yeah, track and played football.
Too.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well, not football.
No. Well, track workouts are pretty strenuous. So
they are. Yeah, I was cross country too. But
okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never touched that. I probably never ran a mile until maybe two in college.
Played soccer, did all that stuff. All the stuff with a lot of running.
So you know how
basketball.
To yeah, you take a week off from running, you're done.
Yeah, you gotta start again. You gotta start. Yeah, but a week off of working out, I can start again real easily. But running is like getting the breathing and the It's a whole thing.
Rhythm and tempo, and I teach people that, so the rhythm and tempo, you have to breathe.
Right.
And there's a way to breathe, and there's different, for different, body types, there's different ways to breathe. Of course, as you know, the more muscle you have, the more oxygen you need in your muscles to power that, so you have to breathe a different way. A lot of people tell you breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose. Okay, well that works, but if you're exerting a lot more energy, you might want. It's just different ways, and I've seen different guys do it, even football guys, and how they breathe, and that's a whole other art itself. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome. So what helps you when you're talking about visualization? So what helps you visualize? Like, do you have dream boards? Do you have pictures? Like, what do you do?
All of the above. I have vision boards. I have pictures. I watch videos. I do podcasts. Some of my favorite idols as well, Jim Stefani and Alex Cavalieri as well. Masters of Exercise Science. Just different, especially with lifting and going through the actual workout. Most people don't understand a workout probably is not going to be that long, but it has to be beneficial if you're doing HIIT workouts. So I'm going to do a track workout, for instance. I'm doing a 400-meter workout, and I'm doing, basic, for 400 meters, I'm having to do it for time. Even I'm trying to meet those times, you know what I mean? And I noticed that, my last 400 was under 52 seconds. So I'm like, oh man. And I have 2 more to go, and I'm barely making those. So it's like, okay, I gotta change something up. We gotta work on form, breathing, things like that. So that's what you do. You're visualizing in your head before you even do that. Yeah. So and you can write that out too. I put it in the book. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, look, this is what I have to make this time. What I always tell people is the stronger you come out, the easier it is to finish. The easier it is to finish your workout. The hardest part of your workout should be at the beginning. The hardest part, because that's when you're really gonna give it all. And it does make a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So, what are some obstacles that you've hit in growing your entrepreneur career, and how have you overcome them?
Oh, everything under the book. Finances, of course. Building up a reputation, a good reputation. There's 1,000 guys. There's guys that look better than me. There's Instagram. It's very hard to get in a set mindset, but it's just sticking to your brand. Sticking to your brand and building up a reputation. It takes a long time. I've been doing this almost 10 years. And the thing that's made me a little successful is just outworking everybody. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I feel like I am legend. I work out every morning. Yeah, and what I do is I'm responding to everybody. 100-something emails in the morning. I'm responding to everybody. I'm constantly keeping in contact with my clientele. And then it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge. So I'm checking up on my clients constantly. I'm constantly motivating. Text, email, whatever I got to do, Facebook, whatever I got to do to keep them motivated. More clients are coming in, and you're always responding, always keeping it. That's how I'm keeping clientele coming in. The hardest part about that was it's just like getting people to trust you. All right, being a personal trainer, people have to know you, like you, trust you. They might see you and they'd be like, okay, he can, So one of the hardest things for somebody to do is trust somebody with your body. That's the hardest thing. That's not easy. You know what I mean? It's like, you want me to do what?
We only get one body.
Yeah, we only get one, and that's what I'm saying. So they have to trust that my education, that my experience, and my science is going to be legit. Let's keep it honest. So when you put somebody through a workout, or you send it to them, and I used to send people workouts, and I'm like, tell me how you do. But I stopped doing that too. It's like, if I can't meet with you, and I have people I train all over the country, but it's like, what I like to do is I do visualization as well. I do videos. We were doing FaceTime videos before it was cool. So we used to do that too, so I can watch forms, so I can see things. I have people all the time, well, send me a video of how you squat, or send me a video of how you're doing your tuck jumps, or something like that. If let me just see this form. And it always makes a difference when you're sitting there, and I'm sitting there almost like I'm in watching game footage. So I'm like, okay, I know that's gonna hurt her in the morning. I know her joints are gonna hurt doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I do. Yeah, and I'll tweak it. Yeah, and I'll tweak it, and I'll be like, okay. Especially athletes. It's so important to get form right. It's so important that you know that you're working the muscles, not the joints. You're trying to save those. Because as you get older, people don't understand. Let's say a softball girl who's played softball from 6 years old to 20 years old. Okay, she's got a lot of miles on her body. Okay, regardless of what people think, you say she's young, but you have to understand what she's been doing for 18 years. You know what I mean? That's a long time. That's a long time.
It's a lot her body went through.
So then you have to now you have to strictly work muscles and not joints. Now you're strictly doing she may be good doing burpees, but to save her hips, let's do hip thrusts instead. Something like that to save the body as much as possible and get her to that next level.
That's good. I really like that. That's
Even
awesome.
football too. It's just you take a guy who's been playing football for 18 years before he even gets to college. I mean, his body's you know, got a lot of miles. So what you do, yeah, and people don't understand that.
That's
they say
true.
they say guy's young going into college, but he's young, but his body's not. He's,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a
He's
lot of
been through
two-a-days
a
for a
lot.
lot of years. So
Yeah.
that's what we do. We go in there, we kind of, you know, we break down the mentality of just constant, less volume, more reps, and what we do is we kind of amp up what muscles, what body parts we're working individually. We don't do a lot of Olympic lifts anymore. We're strictly doing isolation exercises, basic fitness stuff, and killing nutrition. You know, and they'll tell you, you know, you ask one of the best athletes. LeBron's spending $1 million a year on his body. $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why he'll be able to keep doing that for a while.
Right.
And
I wish I had that budget. One day. Amen. I receive it. Thanks, God.
Yeah. I mean, it's crucial. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. So what are some of your goals going into 2021? Like, where do you want everything to be?
To keep building. Right now, what we're doing in senior living and in the schools is just amazing. I was asked to do, so one of the biggest things with COVID, of course, is the special population. We're dealing with our, you know, special education kids in our senior living. They're very protected right now, and, you know, they're isolated. But at the same time, it's like they still need physical activity. So I've been asked, you know, to go in and do special classes for them and things like that as well. Of course, they can't be in a regular populated, you know, class. They, you know, with no immune and things like that. They don't understand. But just putting together programs for them to be able to do certain games, as well as our seniors. You know, it's working a lot with the special population. That's a big market right now. It's a bit fearful, but it's a little scary. But I mean, I enjoy doing it and I love doing it. And then just building off the brand, just putting Mission Fit out there, putting myself out there. Got a lot of things going on that that'll be big in 2021.
That's cool. So, like, developing your brand, like, are you getting more out on social media? Are you
trying to?
What are you doing to develop your brand?
Well, really, like I said, I'm out there right now. Of course, visiting.
Yeah, that's true. Right now.
There we go.
He's like example A.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey,
and
touche.
Yeah,
Glad I can help.
and just getting out there and getting that back out to the market. I know people are going to be a little leery about it, but getting not social media, just getting back out, doing more boot camps, doing more motivation. I speak to. So.
Oh, I've done that before too.
Yeah,
that's
get
awesome.
out there and talk about and just make people feel more comfortable about what they're going to do. You know, a lot of people like to see it before they actually go through it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So like invite people, you know, having more boot camps, having more seminars and things of that nature, the brand, to show the brand, demos. I call them demos, where we'll show up to a school and we'll do different classes for them and different games, show up to different employers, different corporations. We'll do, I did T-Mobile the other day, and we were all up, I was up there at T-Mobile, and they all brought everybody in, and we did a couple of demos, and they were so excited about that. There's a lot of people up there. I didn't know. I thought they sent them home. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in that building. So, So that's what we're gonna do to brand. And of course, social media is big too.
Cool. So like when you do the speaking engagements, what do you like? Just everything.
Anything and everything. You would be surprised, and we touch a lot. We touch so much on the topics that people don't want to talk about. We talk about performance enhancing drugs in youth. We do. We talk about women. We talk about young girls lifting weights. You know, how they eat and things like that. We talk about certain ways to work out. The number one question is, when is it appropriate for my son to start lifting weights?
Interesting.
You know what I mean? When can my daughter start doing? You know, and we even they get real technical. They want to know these things, and that's why we go in there and we lay it on. He's like, hey, look, this is what it is, you know. And it gets very, you know, intimate in the situation of, you know, when people talk about their children and how they want to get to a certain level. My son, he's got scouts looking at him. You know what I mean?
Right.
What do we need to do to get him to the next level? He's number 10. We need to get him number 5, and he'll get a full scholarship.
Wow.
I mean,
it's a lot of pressure too for you.
So, you know, we answer all those questions. We get honest about the market of athletics. You know, last year alone we had there were 600,000 kids that played football.
Wow.
There's only there'd be about 100,000 go to college. You know, and then of course you're looking at only 60,000 go to the pros, and then who actually make it, and then very small percentage. So you're looking at it as a long run to even then picking your colleges.
Wow.
That's personalized for you. Just because somebody wants you doesn't mean it's a good fit.
Right.
We know this based off relationships, based off
everything.
a lot of different
That's
things.
true.
So,
that is so true. It's something I have really learned, you know, just about different circles and how they influence you, and really looking at and examining, okay, is this person adding to my life, or are they taking away from my life? Are they adding to my goals and my vision, or are they trying to distract me from my goals and my vision? Because not everybody's going to be in your corner, and it's a hard, sad kind of truth and reality. And it doesn't mean necessarily that they don't want you to win. Sometimes, whenever you're shining, it shines a light on their mediocrity or what they're lacking.
Definitely.
And it makes people feel uncomfortable, and so they'll push against you, or they'll try to distract you and bring you back to the old you, but you're in the middle of a transformation trying to go forwards.
Yep.
So it is a hard reality, and I know it's tough, for our listeners out there that are having to make those hard decisions and realize, okay, who's my circle? Because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so of their age, their income, their mentality, etc. So are those people that are stretching you and making you a better person, or are they keeping you where you're at or pulling you backwards? And I think that's so important, because in life we're not static. We're either moving forwards or we're moving backwards, but we're never staying the same. And one of my favorite books is called The Compound Effect. And that book literally talks about that. And it talks about, we are our actions, we are our habits, and one of my favorite sayings is, your thoughts create your words create your actions create your habits, and your habits create your life. So what are you putting in every day to create that life that you want? And I think it's so cool of what you do, because you're helping people with that mentality as well. Not just teaching people, let's work out. No, it's all about the mindset too, because if they're putting in their brain that I can't do this XYZ exercise, they're thinking that, but you're having them go from the very beginning, which I think is amazing, visualization, to where they can see what they're doing, they see themselves winning, now they're speaking they can win, and now it's happening because they're doing that habit with you, supporting them, because you're a good positive influence in their circle. It's telling them they can move forward and get out of that comfort zone, and that's what really makes that. And that's how you break bad habits and you create good ones. And so for anybody listening, you just have to literally examine and organize your life and say, okay, is this exactly how I want to live my life, or this is not how I want to live my life? And if you want to start changing it, you change how you program your mind and your visualization techniques, whether you want to get into fitness or you want to get into anything else entrepreneurial in your life, or maybe you're not an entrepreneur but you're listening and you like motivation. So that too, like, you want to do great at your job, you want to do great at working out, you want to do great at your diet, you need to start speaking it and seeing it. So I think that's so cool.
You hit the nail on the head. It's just like, even during that transformation, you're going to lose people. You're going to lose people, and people are going to lose you.
Correct.
But that's the whole point of transformation, okay?
Absolutely.
That's the whole point of transformation, okay? You can't sit there and expect people not to. I mean, and
it's
it happens.
Hard.
Yeah, and it might be family,
true.
it might be spouses, it might be,
It could be somebody you're dating.
Yeah.
It could be friends that have been around for a while.
Forever.
Yeah.
But that transformation is just, and I mean, and in a sense, it's like, it can be beautiful. It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be beautiful and healing. The same way it is when you finish a workout and it hurts and you feel bad. And it's just like, why am I doing this to myself?
Right.
But then when you look at the results and you're just like, you know what, I'm glad I put myself through that. You know what I mean? Because what I went through is exactly what I felt to get to this point. So you're actually feeling that struggle, okay? That's all muscle is stress. That's all muscle is. You're putting stress on your body to transform. You're actually literally putting that stress. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
Never thought about that way, but it makes
every
sense.
time you pick up them, every time you work out, you're just putting stress on your body to transform. That's all it is. So from when you come from, for the first time you step in the gym, on a track, on the field, whatever you're doing, all right, you shouldn't be the same way, not even in a month or 2 years. That's what I'm saying. That's how you can look at your transformation, okay? Not necessarily on aesthetics, on your body, but on your mindset. Being able to be like, you know what, I got through that. So you were crawling to the car the first day. Now
but you did it.
Right. Now you're skipping, and now you're sprinting. And guess what? Now you get to the car and it's like, I want some more. So you go right back out there and do that. That's that beautiful transformation of that mindset too. And you keep going and going. So that's amazing.
Absolutely. You're going to get through what you're going through, and you just have to keep that end in mind. And when you do level up, sometimes you have to level some things out and take some things off the top, off the side, and hopefully some of the people will come with you too, of your circle. Hopefully they'll see you getting better and they'll want to get better. So, but no, that's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the listeners today about any of your entrepreneurial endeavors, or some mindset you want to leave them with, or anything like that?
We'll talk about the mindset. It's just how you define success. And it's just, everybody's version is going to be different.
Absolutely.
But where you are in life right now, if you're looking back 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like we just said, if you can honestly say that you've given it everything you've gotten and you're satisfied with where you are right now, that's success. Now don't get comfortable there. But just know that
Absolutely.
everything you've been through to keep building off that. If you're on the 10th floor right now, you need to be at the 12th before the end of summer, okay?
Absolutely.
As long as we don't go back down to the 8th
No,
floor.
we gotta chill on the top floor.
Right.
Top floor.
There we go. There we go.
Just like the song.
There we go. So then the funny part is once you get to the roof,
Mhm.
guess what? You better be learning how to fly. That's what they say.
Absolutely.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
that's a what do they call it? I don't even know what the word is. But you're
That's what they
speaking
say.
into part of my clothing line.
Mhm.
I have a shirt. You're alluding to one of my
Mhm.
my clothing line that's going to be something about flight.
Okay.
So just
There you go. Well, we're excited
so
for that
that's
too,
pretty
Liz.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, tonight I'm meeting with my good friend and graphic designer Hannah, and she's actually going to be on my podcast pretty soon. And so I'm really excited about her and the work that she's helping me do. She's got a background in graphic design and photography as well. So shout out to Hannah for all of her help. But yeah, no, that's really, really cool. So absolutely, you got to take flight, right?
Definitely,
Got to
definitely.
keep going, shooting for the stars.
And congrats to
Get the
you.
mood.
I mean, my first time meeting like that, and I can definitely tell that you
Thank
did.
you.
I mean, I thought I was doing something until you meet somebody who's actually doing something. That's
Oh, snap.
But no, that's good. That's good. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you, and I'm
Thank
excited to see
you.
you go in the future.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too. I think you're such an inspiration. I have so many more questions for you, and
Well, let's do it again. We can do it
yeah,
again.
absolutely. Let me go ahead and thank you for being here today, and thank you guys for listening. And definitely stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll probably have to dig a little deeper and do
Definitely.
another episode together.
Definitely.
I'd love to do a part 2. So
Definitely.
yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys stay tuned for the next episode of Double E Elevating Entrepreneurs, and thanks for listening to me and James today. Perfect.
There you go.
I thought it was really good.
No, that was good.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah, there's
so
no way.
cool.
There's no way you can fit. I mean, you can talk about that for hours. That's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it is. It's always.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to take your whole afternoon, so we'll do a second one. Absolutely. I mean, if you're down for a second one.
Yeah. No, definitely, definitely.
I'm gonna call it part 1. Are you available at all next week?
Mm-hmm. We can definitely do it next
Okay.
week.
I have a podcast interview on Tuesday, so maybe we could just do it right after that one.
We can on Tuesday. Let's see what time. What time we'll do it. How late are you
Normally,
here? 'Cause
normally I do it around this time. Like I try to not do it at the end of the day.
Okay.
I mean, I could do like a 3 o'clock if you want to.
No, however late you do, that's fine.
Yeah.
Today, just during the week. Well, I'm all over the place. Like today,
I am too.
Today
I
I came from
understand.
Fort Worth, so it was, and that's good. And then I think I'll be closer. Okay, that's fine. So that was
Yeah.
good. No, that was great. So yeah, we're definitely the party. And what we can do is, I mean,
Yeah.
if